Here's your daily dose of history. These events happened on May 14th. In 1796, Edward Jenner, an English country doctor, administers the world's first vaccination for smallpox, a disease that had killed untold millions of people. Jenner had noticed that milkmaids who had been infected with cowpox, a mild disease, seemed to be immune from smallpox. Jenner tested his experimental inoculation on 8-year-old James Phipps. Jenner calls it a vaccine because of the Latin word for cow, which is vacca. More than 300 million people died from smallpox in the 20th century alone. A massive global vaccination essentially eradicated the disease by 1977. In 1948, the State of Israel is proclaimed in a ceremony in the city of Tel Aviv. The United Nations had agreed 6 months earlier to a plan to partition Palestine, leading to a civil war and the creation of Israel. In 1973, Skylab, America's first space station, is successfully launched into Earth orbit. 11 days later, 3 U.S. astronauts make a rendezvous with Skylab for a 28-day stay aboard the space station, repairing a jammed solar panel and conducting scientific experiments. Once the Soviets had been beaten to the moon in 1969, they had shifted their emphasis to the idea of Earth-orbiting space stations. They launched the world's very first space station, Salyut 1, in 1971. Budget cuts to the Apollo program forced NASA to similarly change its focus. The result was Skylab, which included multiple components originally intended for the canceled Apollo missions. Skylab utilized the Apollo Command and Service Module and incorporated the Apollo telescope. In 1998, after 9 seasons, the controversial final episode of the hugely popular sitcom Seinfeld airs on NBC. The episode is divisive among fans of the show, with some frustrated by the way it ends, and others satisfied at how it brings back so many characters from the series. I remember being disappointed when the Seinfeld finale first aired. I feel, though, that it has aged well, and now I really like it. It is impressive and entertaining how they brought back all those great characters, like Jackie Childs, the old bag Mabel Choate, Babu Bhatt, the Bubble Boy, and Poppy, and many, many, many others. The fact that the judge's name is Arthur Vandelay is the icing on the cake. In 1999, U.S. President Bill Clinton telephones Chinese President Jiang Zemin and apologizes for NATO's accidental bombing of the Chinese embassy in Belgrade, Yugoslavia, 6 days earlier. Clinton promises an official investigation into the incident. 3 Chinese journalists were killed in the bombing. The U.S. maintained that the CIA had identified the wrong coordinates for a Yugoslav military target on the same street. The U.S. agreed to compensate the families of the victims. Months later, a joint investigation by British and Danish newspapers revealed that anonymous sources had claimed that the bombing had actually been deliberate, since the Chinese embassy was being used to transmit Yugoslav army communications. Both the U.S. and the U.K. emphatically refuted the claims, and a New York Times investigation was unable to produce any evidence supporting those claims. Don't forget to check out Today in History in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. There's a link in the description. Also, I'd love to know which of these events you found most interesting. Let me know in the comments. Also, please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps my channel a lot. And there's a great Mr. Lewis video here and another one right here. Thanks for watching.